Hello friends, welcome back to my new video. I hope you're finding them useful. In today's video, we'll be talking about distributed file system, which is DFS, which is very commonly used for filing, for sharing the files across a location. In a scenario, in case you have a head office and then you have one remote location and you don't want the users in the remote location to access file and shares across the WAN, what you can do is with the DFS you can create a replica folder, and they will see that folder as it is available locally to them. Okay, now to test this one, what we'll do is I have two domain controller, DC1 and DC2. So DC1 is the head office and DC2 is a remote location. Now to use DFS, what we have to do is we'll install the roles on this one. So the first role that we need to install is, so you'll go to the server manager and you'll go to the add roles, and then we'll choose file services in that one. So when you click on this one, you add role and you follow the visit, and it will ask you for, you will choose the file services and you will install that. Since I've already installed, so I'll come out of this one. And once the file services are installed, you can go under the roles and you can right click, and under the add roles and services you will install distributed file system, and we'll check both the boxes, DFS Namespace and DFS Replication, because we are replicating between the two sites. So since I've already installed this one, so I will just cancel this and come out of that. Okay, now you have to do the same thing by going on to the domain controller, which is on the remote site. So this is, I'm on DC2 now, so you'll do the same thing. You will go to the server manager, and then you'll install file services, and same way you will install namespace and it's up to you. In this case, you want to install namespace, you don't have to, but you have to check mark the replication because we are replicating between the two sites. Now in this one also I've installed the roles, so I will not bother about this one, but you have to follow the same way that you did on DC1. Now with the roles being installed on both the domain controller, what you'll do is we'll create a folder. So let's go back to our main domain controller, which is on the head office, and we'll create a folder under the C drive. So let's create a folder and name it okay, let's name it, say, Apple. Now one that is created will share this folder, because sharing needs to be done in case you want to replicate it, and we'll share with everyone. That's for the test purpose, so we'll share that. That is done, and under the advanced sharing you will assign the permissions to. So for everyone we will have full access. Okay, so after this is done, we'll go back to our the remote location, which is DC2, and we'll create one folder in this one. So I'll go into the C drive and let me create a new folder in this one. So let's create a new folder, name it say Apple1, just to differentiate so that there's no confusion. So once we create that, what we'll do is we'll also share this one. So we'll go to the properties, sharing, share, you'll add everyone, okay. Okay, so add and share with this, and then you again go to the advanced permission, and you assign the permission to everyone. Okay, so full access. Okay, and now since both the folders are shared now, okay, let's go back to our head office location, which is DC1, and from the start menu under the administrative tools, what we'll do is we'll open DFS management. Now once the DFS management is open, it will give us some tool to play around and work on this one. So as you can see that there is two options, one is replication, one is namespace. Now we'll come to the namespace in a bit, but let's look at the replication. So what you can do is you can right click on the replication, you'll go to the new replication group, because we're going to replicate this folder between the two sites, and then there will be a wizard which will be open, and it will be a multi-purpose replication group. Select that, name of the replication group, say BDC1, BDC2. We'll keep it simple. That's the name of our domain controller. That's the name of our domain, sharma.local. And then you'll go next, and then it'll ask you what are the members that you want to add. So basically, what are the domain controller in this, which will be in this group. So BDC1 will choose, and the other DC is BDC2. Check name. Okay. So it will select DC2 now. And once that is selected, then we'll go back to the topology selection. So just gonna just a moment, select the DC2. So once both of them are selected, you will go to next. It will be a full mesh, so it's gonna be full replication. The bandwidth will be full. You can choose actually what kind of bandwidth you want to keep, right, depending upon what kind of connection you have. And the primary member, now our head office location was on DC1, so our primary member domain controller will keep at DC1, and the folder to replicate is we created the folder under the name with the name Apple. So you'll select Apple, and then you'll do OK. So this was on DC1. And then as you can see on the DC2, the local path is not enabled. So what you'll do is you'll edit it, you'll enable, and you'll browse that, and you'll give the path. So that is Apple 1 on the DC2. So these are all the settings that we have done. So it will check that, and you just have to hit create, and the replication group wizard completed the group successfully. So you'll close this one, and there is a reminder that it will take some time for the members to pick up the replication group, which is pretty normal, because once you make it, depending upon the bandwidth and everything, the replication will depend upon that. Okay, so let's see. So I'm on DC1 where I created this one. Let's go to the C drive where our folder is located, and then this is the Apple. So just for test purpose, let's create something. Let's create a text document. Was cost of Apple. So okay, so once we created this, let's go back to now our remote location, which is DC2, and it is not replicated yet. So as you know that there was a prompt which came when we made the replication group that it will take some time for the replication. So yeah, it will take some time for the replication to take place. So okay, let's try again. Yeah, so it's still not replicated, so we'll just wait for a sec for that one. Now let me just go back again to the DFS management. So let me open the DFS management. And there was another option when we installed the roles, that there was another option of namespace in this case. So as you can see that namespace, we have not done any settings on this one yet. So if you go to the replication, and if you go to the replicated folder, as you can see that the namespace is not published yet. So we need to publish this one so that the users can access it by a namespace. So what we'll do is we'll create a new namespace in this one, and we'll browse for the server. So the server is BDC1 because that's where we are right now. So check names. Okay, we'll just do next. So what names, what is the name that you want to give to this namespace? So it will be followed by your server name and the name. So our domain name is sharma.local, and our server name is BDC1, so it will be accordingly. So let's name it as Apple 3, right? So that's the namespace will do. So as you can see that that's the namespace Sharma.local apple3. So just do next and it will create, so it will create the namespace for that. Okay, in the meantime it's creating. Let's go back to now DC2 and see if it's the folder has been replicated or not. So if I go to computer, it will go to the C, and if I go to the Apple, as you can see now the folder has been replicated. So let me do some changes on this one. The cost was say $5. Say $5. Okay. So the cost was $5. So just to test it is replicating back and forth or not. So I just did some changes on the DC2. And let me go back to now DC1. So as you can see in the meantime that the namespace has been completed successfully. So I'll just come out of it and just close this one. Before I go to the namespace, let me check if the replication has taken place from the remote site or not. So let's go to the Apple and go to the, and as you can see, so it's replicating back and forth. So that's very cool, you know. In case you want to access any share and the user don't have to come all the way across the WAN. So now other thing is that now if you want to locate this folder with the namespace, so we are on BDC1, so type in the name of the server, and the namespace that we given in this case was apple3. So if I hit enter, it should take should open that folder. So let me just open that, BDC1 apple3. It showed us that it was namespace was created. It should let me go back to it. And let me check back again if the namespace has been published or not. Okay, so it is still not published. Okay, so let me see what happened. Share and publish. These are the folder, parent folder, and the namespace is BDC1. The server is BDC1. Let me just select that one. Okay. Okay, the folder name. Okay, so let me select next. Sure. So it was so this namespace is published. So I believe if I go back now to BDC1 and apple3, so if I hit enter, as you can see that the namespace has been published. So if I do the same thing on the BDC2, if I type in BDC1 apple3, so it will do the same thing. So as you can see that the folder has been replicated, and you can find it with the namespace too. So I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you later in my video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.